Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And now, welcome. Great to be here on the threshold of another weekend. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Just a tremendous speech last night from our fantastic leader. Sharp as a tack, smart as a whip, as vibrant as a summer day. Oh, boy. He's good, isn't he? He's good.
Yes, he is.
And he had some great things to say last night. And so...
Did you watch it?
Oh, did I watch it?
Did you watch a different speech than me? Or
well, I just will probably watch it more times than you to really let it soak in.
Okay.
I didn't just let it wash over me. I let it soak in.
All right.
You know, you've got to do that with this guy because he's so profound. Wow. So we have somebody did one of these. Oh, this is the Republican National Committee. And they highlighted, I think we have the full screen of this, don't we? They highlighted some of the words that he said the most. You know, have you ever seen that on websites where they highlight the things that were important in the speech? And the most important word that was said over and over and over and over and over, Ukraine. Israel was in there. American and America was in there a couple of times. Hamas, states, united people. So, NATO, Russia, community. Okay, that's great. And what he would call Kiev. I hate that pronunciation of Kiev. Don't you? Now, I know that's the Russian pronunciation, but that's how we've said it our whole lives.
It is.
Now, I hate it when it gets switched, you know? Here...
Well, you can say it
decades later.
Want.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kiev.
You can say it
all right? It's Kiev. It's okay. Not Kiev. It's not Copenhagen. It's Copenhagen.
I mean, you don't have to get angry, but you can say it any way you want.
It's Kabul. It's not Qatar.
Yeah.
It's Qatar.
Thank you. That one did.
That
drove me insane.
That drives me out of my mind. Okay, but anyway, here's some of what he had to say. For some reason, well, first let's show you that the White House went red before the speech. I don't know what this was for.
I'm not quite sure what this was for either.
What does this mean?
That we're communists?
We're communists. Yeah,
I guess so.
That was my impression.
Mine too.
That we're just going to let you know now, we in the ruling elite are communists.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they weren't playing the national anthem when they showed us this picture.
Yeah, the Soviet national anthem.
They should have kicked in just before they went to President Biden in the Oval Office. They showed us the White House and the Washington Monument soaked in red, along with the anthem playing.
Right. This would have gone nicely with the red thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All those Democrats are now communists. You didn't know those were the words, did you?
I did, but
because it's in Russian, and a lot of people don't know. But I'm glad you knew that. So anyway, for some reason, did we get any? I haven't seen any explanation for that.
I thought he was trying to put the same vibe he did in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, which was evil.
The Nazi speech in Philly.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
Man.
Maybe that's their signature.
It's bizarre.
Speaks,
yeah,
turns red.
It is bizarre.
And we're not hiding it anymore. We're just going to tell you we're evil and we're commies. Okay? All right. Whatever. Thanks for letting us know.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we already knew, but I'm glad you're admitting it. But at the beginning, of course, because he's so brain dead, he had no idea he'd gone live. This is good stuff.
He's in the Oval.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to do a national speech, a worldwide speech,
important.
really. I mean, worldwide speech.
Yep.
And the world is waiting for him. I mean, I was watching online through the White House feed, and it's amazing. Dude,
I know,
dude,
wake up! What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, he just can't handle this job. Watch this. Hello?
Good evening.
Okay, 9 seconds. Took him 9 seconds. He had to look to the right. Somebody's like, go! Stupid! Go!
That's what they.
Hey, moron! Go! Stupid!
Good evening.
And that's what I'm sure that's the look on their face.
Oh,
back
yeah.
I mean,
my gosh.
They obviously they aren't yelling it, but in their mind.
Well, they can't. But
I know that's what I mean.
They want
that
to.
would have been hilarious.
It would have.
Though.
It would have. Hey, dummy! Go!
Maybe just for the fourth time, go!
I mean, what is it? Well, we know what it is.
Yeah, we do.
It's dementia. And he just can't. He can't perform. He just can't do certain things. Not well, anyway. And so finally, I mean, Brit Hume, I think it was last night, called this his best speech ever.
Who?
Brit Hume?
Brit.
Or maybe it's pronounced Hummy. I don't know.
Hume.
Brit Hume. I didn't even know he was still employed by a network, but I guess he is.
Fox does drag him out.
They do every once in a while for things like
political stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just you tell me. You tell me. We'll go over some of this stuff. You tell me if it was great. I mean, he doesn't have greatness in him.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have best in him. So they're all bad. Every appearance of his is bad. And not just what he says, but how he says it or doesn't say it. Anyway, I've said too much. But he confirmed that Iran supports Hamas last night.
The risk of conflict and chaos could spread in other parts of the world, in the Indo-Pacific, in the Middle East, especially in the Middle East. Iran is supporting Russia in Ukraine, and is supporting Hamas and other terrorist groups in the region, and will continue to hold them accountable, I might add.
Really?
In what way? By continuing to give them $6 billion a week or whatever? Is that how you're going to hold them accountable? We're going to continue to free up their money and give it back to them now. We're holding these guys' feet to the fire.
Right.
Let me tell you.
I mean, they made a big deal out of them
Weird.
not spending any of that money, right? And then Blinken went over there and bent the knee to the Qatari bankers to please put it on hold. Don't give it to them. Don't give it to them. And they did. They did. But that's still, I mean, if you know that, if I know that you have $6 billion waiting to come to you, I'll give you whatever money you want right now.
That's right. Sure. It gives you access to money. Even if you haven't spent it from that specific account, you know you have that money now.
Absolutely.
And we can use whatever money in another account for whatever we want, which is exactly what they're doing. And everybody knows it. Oh, they better not do anything.
Right. If we find that out,
we're going to really be mad. I might write a strongly worded memo or something.
Oh, this is his worried. I hadn't seen that.
Anyway, this is his what? His war aid?
The
Biden's $105 billion request for war aid. $60 billion to arm Ukraine. $14 billion for military and security assistance for Israel. $14 billion more. $10 billion for humanitarian assistance for both conflicts. And then there were more, but it just went off the screen. Wow. Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
$60 billion for Ukraine, $14 billion for Israel.
Yeah.
$10 billion humanitarian, $14 billion for managing the U.S.-Mexico border and fighting fentanyl trafficking.
Notice Ukraine comes first and gets more. There's more to that effort than our own freaking border.
Correct. $7 billion for the his pal from was it Boston or Baltimore, the Indo-Pacific region.
Oh yeah, where they're both from there.
Yeah, which includes Taiwan. And believe me, according to this article, it's a Time magazine. I just wanted to get the list. It's a smart investment. It's going to pay dividends for American security for generations.
Sure. Okay, good. So we're set. We're all set now.
Good.
It's $105 billion, by the way, that we don't have. Again, every penny we're spending, we don't actually have. We're just going into debt to do all this stuff. So, congratulations. That's great. You know, it's pretty amazing that when, I don't know, $5 trillion or $10 trillion comes in every year, they can't make ends meet on $10 trillion. Our GDP is what, 15, 17 trillion? It's massive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Massive. The gross domestic product is, I think, 17 to 20 trillion a year. And we're going into debt every year? $1 trillion or more dollars? Something's wrong when that happens. Something's wrong. If you can't make ends meet on that, wow.
That's a problem?
Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Yeah, you're asking for trouble. Because you can't ever pay that back. There's just no way. There's no way we'll ever pay this back to anybody. Unless you inflate all the, or deflate the money.
Which
is a possibility.
Yeah.
That a dollar, we start printing up $1 trillion bills like they did in Zimbabwe. And then here you go, China. Here's $1 trillion bill. Congratulations. Here's another one. Oh, and another one. So now that pays our entire $3 trillion debt to you guys. So
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So according to this,
I know it's completely worthless. It's like monopoly money, but at least we paid up.
The current dollar GDP, 25.46 trillion.
Oh my gosh! Really? Our GDP is now 25 trillion?
That's what it said.
Wow, that's astounding. And we can't make ends meet on $25 trillion. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's sick. All right, so back to the speech last night. As usual, he fought the teleprompter, and the teleprompter won. It's like that old song, I fought the law, and the law won.
Yeah, I know.
So
you couldn't get away.
I can't remember the guy's name that did that, but he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I've got all his early works.
Probably in the Hall of Fame.
Probably before Foreigner.
I have to know.
Anyway, here he is fighting the teleprompter, and the teleprompter wins.
And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend
Wait,
every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for.
Oh, God.
We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia or fighting against Russia.
We don't seek that.
I'm not saying we're not going to do that, but we don't seek that. But wait, see if you can understand what's coming out of this guy's mouth. And again, it's right in front of his face on the teleprompter.
And
Okay?
probably
It's
one
not
of
like
those
he's ad-libbing
screens.
this. Yeah, oh yeah. They've already said, and we've seen the type.
Font.
The
Yeah.
font is about that big. So, this big a font, he's got like an IMAX screen teleprompter in front of him. All right, let's see this again, because it's brilliant.
And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for. We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia.
Wow.
Fighting against Russia.
But
Oh my gosh. But we're going to.
I mean, he's laying. That's the groundwork for, man. If something,
You notice
if
he
somebody
didn't say-
slaps NATO,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you notice he did not say, we will not
Right.
commit American troops. It will not happen. He said, we don't seek to.
Right.
Well, of course we don't seek to. That doesn't mean you won't do it.
correct.
That just means you don't want to. But we're going to.
We will.
And even then, he's just telling Americans what they want to hear, that they don't seek it. I think they do seek it. I think he does.
Oh yeah.
I think he wants to commit troops because it distracts and unites America. Usually when
Does
we go
it
to
though?
war. But
I mean, I know that.
will
I
it
know
in
that's
this
the
case?
past.
I don't know.
I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. That's
in the past
history.
it has.
But I don't necessarily see that here. Because there's no plan. There's no. Right. I mean, even though they screwed up Iraq and we've screwed up, Vietnam and we
Afghanistan.
We screwed up that too. Funny little thing. I mean, there's only. I mean, World War II. I guess we didn't screw up.
Right.
And Urgent Fury. We didn't screw up. Right.
Right.
And so
I'm surprised you brought that up because you don't like to talk. You don't like to talk
coming
about
up.
it.
I know. I don't like to talk about it, but we didn't screw it up.
No.
Okay. So, but I don't. There's no game plan. There's no plan of what the end game is. It's just we're just going to battle forever.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's really said with Ukraine, right? We're going to do this as long as it takes. There's no end game, just as long as it takes. That's the end game.
But
wow.
I know.
And whatever it takes, probably. I mean, that's inferred as well.
Yeah.
So if it takes ground troops, that's what's going to happen. But he fought the teleprompter, and the teleprompter won again, a second time.
And I want to say this to you. You're all America. You're all America.
I want to say this to you. You're all America. You're American. America. Your curse. You're all Americans. You're all Americans. Like I was an all-American football player. But you're all America's stuff.
I didn't.
Look, I've said enough. Anyway,
I've said too much. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I wasn't supposed to say that you're all America's, but I did.
Can we please just play that again? Because I aside from what he was saying, I mean, do we not have the air conditioning in the Oval?
Is he sweating like a pig?
Change?
I didn't notice that.
Happening?
All right, let's see. It probably is.
And I want to say this to you.
Okay.
You're all America.
Yeah,
you're all America.
He didn't get it right the second time.
No, he didn't.
You're all America.
Plus,
you're America.
That reminds me.
America.
That actual picture reminds me we need to apologize for something, but that was from something yesterday.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What was that?
So I don't want to continue on with the speech. We can, and then I'll apologize when we're done with the speech.
All right. Okay. You don't want to apologize now since you brought it up?
Okay, well, we were being called out
for
online for not noticing his chin issues yesterday.
Yes, I know. We talked about that on the news and why. Completely missed it.
I wanted to apologize because here's the thing. All right, so there's a picture, the video of him on Air Force One. Here's the thing. I don't like looking at him.
I don't either.
So when he's speaking on Air Force One, I'm listening to what he's saying, but I really hate seeing him.
Yeah, me too.
So
I can't even stand to look at him.
So you can't help but notice cut 18.
Okay.
When he's talking, we don't have to play the whole thing, but when he's talking on Air Force One, the one we played yesterday.
Just freeze it, and let's get a shot of that chin.
And then there also should
something weird is going on.
There should also be the okay. So he's talking there, and that's just like he's such a doofus. And
he's worse than a doofus.
You can't
look at that.
Just let it go. Yeah,
what is happening there?
There's a couple of shots in this video where
look at that.
We absolutely should have commented on it, so I apologize. Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay, so then there's the post FS7.
Sarah Gonzalez yesterday called it chin testicles.
That's what it is. Look,
chin testicles.
The image of FS7 that we have
really weird. Look at that.
Multiple Biden faces.
What happened?
Part of his
chin bone caved in.
Here you go. Now this is multiple Biden faces.
Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
I know.
One right above him, the directly above and to the left. Now, the diagonal one is starting to happen.
It's starting to.
But now it's completely caved in.
So that means he's
decomposing right before our eyes.
I think that may be
the man is decomposing right in front of us.
So anyway, I wanted to say I was sorry and apologize.
Yeah,
we didn't call that out yesterday.
Yeah,
completely missed
it was
that yesterday.
Massive oversight.
Most definitely
on our part.
was. We can get back to the speech from last night, but I can't.
Yeah.
After it was, after it was pointed out, I can't not see it.
No,
now.
I know.
And I don't like looking at them. So anyway, I'm sorry.
That is a weird thing.
It is.
I don't care who you are. That's bizarre.
Now, you could,
what is going on there?
I don't know. I honestly,
Maybe a doctor could fill us in on.
it's probably plastic surgery. When
what's
you see
happening?
when you see the other shot of those four faces, it's starting to happen again.
Yeah.
On that corner one, it's
Look at
so
that.
it could be plastic surgery. But I kind of like the decomposing. I think we're going to go with
Yes,
that.
he's decomposing. What kind of plastic surgeon would remove the middle part of his chin? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I just have a question for you because on Instagram I saw that you were tagged on that post from Sarah. You guys talking about the chin. You said on Instagram that he missed his Botox appointment. So are you changing your answer from?
No, I think that was. I think
Botox appointment.
I think it was Sarah or Yaku that said it was the Botox appointment. I did not say anything about Botox because I respect people who use Botox, and I would never besmirch them by.
So it was someone else that
comparing
posted
him
that on
to
your
that.
Instagram?
Yes.
It wasn't you.
So you were hacked.
Yes, I was. I was hacked. I
the
was hacked
Russians.
on my
Yeah.
Instagram. Who has access to my Instagram account?
You got to put a stop to that.
Next, they'll be posting stuff in my name on X.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah,
we don't want that.
No.
we don't.
No,
want
we
that.
don't
So to
want
be
that.
clear, you were hacked.
I was
and
hacked.
President Biden is actually
He's
decomposing in front of our
decomposing.
eyes.
Yes,
Okay.
he's decomposing
All right.
right before our eyes.
So anyway, sorry. Okay, sorry. We can't get to everything.
The guy's going to be Skeletor in about a month. He's going to be freaking
Yes.
Skeletor. That's my statement now. That's my prediction. So watch for that.
Do we put that
Watch for that.
before or after the world ends?
Before the world ends,
Before the
he will
world
be
ends.
Skeletor.
Okay.
Yes,
If
way
it
before
says
the
anything
world
else
ends.
on Instagram, it's the hack.
Right. Somebody's hacked into my account and they're posting stuff in my name. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. We've been thinking, okay, is there a secret thing we can do that shows you that it was me, in fact, who actually posted this as opposed to Chris or Keith?
Well,
We'll work something
figure
out.
it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
we know now
If it's
that-
about BYU, it's probably for me. I think you could probably safely say that.
You did great during the debates.
Yes, I did. I did tweet to X during the debate. Yeah, I did, and that was agonizing.
It's agonizing.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter is so nasty. You know, people are just so. I just get meaner when I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
It is.
It's easy to get meaner.
Yeah,
No question about that.
and then
Because you're throwing out jabs and nobody's can fight back right away. I mean, they can
Right.
comment, but that jab is done and gone. You already moved on. I know. It's easy to do.
and you don't have to look at what they respond
you
to
d-
if you don't want to.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't have to look at it. You don't have to look at it. No, you don't have to look at it.
What kind of?
It is not a federal law that you must see the response to your tweet.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
It's weird. A lot of companies should learn that. You don't have to look at your feedback.
correct.
Get over it. I mean, it's just a few people who are pissed at you. And I wish people could understand that.
That's
it's
been an
not
issue.
the end of the world.
That's been an issue since the dawn of the internet.
Yeah, it has. And especially since the dawn of Twitter, because Twitter is like, oh my gosh, everybody now hates me. No, it's like
No.
5 people
No.
and maybe a bot or something that's coming at you right now. So don't even worry about it. Ignore it. Continue life as always.
It had 100 likes. 50 of them were liked it so they could go back and see it again.
Right.
That's all. They didn't care that they wanted. They were upset with it. It's just agonizing.
It is agonizing.
It's really, really agonizing.
Yeah, because it's so meaningless. You know, it's like in Top 40 radio. Remember what they used to say about the people who call
All
and
the
make
time.
requests?
Oh,
It's like 1% or less of the audience. Same thing on Twitter. It's 1% of the people or less.
and yet we all worked for program directors that got a phone call from one lady one
Right.
afternoon and had to change
Right.
the whole damn format because of the lady was pissed.
Change the format or fire you because one person was pissed about
Right.
something you said.
Right.
Pathetic. Crazy. All right, let me tell you about the best wholesale land value in the state of Texas. It's coming up tomorrow. This has never before been offered, this prime Texas acreage. Tomorrow, it's a new section grand opening. We talked about grand opening of a different section a couple of weeks ago, but this is a new section grand opening of prime Texas properties at wholesale prices. Get a brand new lake access barn dominium ready for your finishes on 6+ acres. You got some room to spread out. Be so nice for only $119,900. Or 3 10-acre Lakeview estates priced to sell in one day tomorrow from $49,900. There's just limited availability here. Please don't miss out on this. Tomorrow, and tomorrow only, you can own 2+ acres of direct dockable lakefront on a trophy bass lake for only $59,900. In California, it'd probably cost you, I don't know, $7.3 billion. 7.4, somewhere in there. It's minutes to town for shopping and dining. These properties are serviced by a gated entrance, paved roads, utilities, high-speed internet if you need to or want to work from home. You've got all the amenities, but you're out, not jammed in with everybody else. They have a multi-million-dollar clubhouse. They have an equestrian center and a resort-style pool, and that's all exclusively for the owners. So call 765-LAKE now for the new section grand opening tomorrow. Buy directly from the developer. You'll save thousands tomorrow. These properties are wholesale price to sell in one day. Call 765-LAKE now. That's 765-525-3669. Spells out Lake now. Or just go online at texaslanddeal.com. That's txlanddeal.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we just covered the most important issue that we missed this week, the Chin incident, the Chin controversy, the disintegration, the decomposition of the president right in front of our eyes. So I think we're done. Here. Good night. Drive safely, everybody. We'll see you Monday. No, actually, we've got a few more clips from last night to share with you. Our fearless leader who promised to unite America talked about America being divided. Here's what he had to say.
I know we have our divisions at home. We have to get past them.
Yeah.
We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibilities as a great nation.
Partisan parties, petting zoos get in the way. We can't let our petting zoos get in the way of petting people. I like to pet people. You've seen me touch people.
We're divided because of you.
Right, exactly.
You're the one that's divided us.
And he promised to be a uniter, if you remember back in the day.
I do recall him saying that. Yeah. And then it was like, I want to bring us all together, except for you MAGA people.
Right.
Oh, you MAGA people over there. Now,
Right.
I know it's not the entire
it's just a majority, and the Republicans are so radical now that you can't even deal with them. You can't even talk to them. This guy.
I know.
This guy. And he really couldn't get through this 11 seconds of his speech either. Watch this again. Listen to him. I mean, he can't do anything well. Listen to this. One more time.
I know we have our divisions at home. We have to get past them.
Yeah.
We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibilities as a great nation.
Ah, jeez. I can't.
I know.
I can't stand
it.
I can't stand it
From that guy.
It is. It is. I mean, the gall, the unmitigated gall of the things he has the giblets to say after he's the one that has been dividing us for 2.5 years. In fact, I was just telling somebody yesterday, I mean, we were talking about the racial divide in this country.
Yes.
Do you remember under Bush? I mean, we really had a good situation racially, I think. I think tensions were really low back then. 20 years ago, we were in a much better place as Americans.
I believe that.
And between Obama and Biden, they have driven a wedge between us that is akin to the 50s and 60s again.
Sure is.
He's the one dividing us. And it's not just partisan politics. It's racial divides.
Yep.
And he's just caused this massive hatred to arise in this country. It's really sad and it's pathetic and it needs to stop. But there's much more. Barely scratched the surface on the best speech he's made so far. Thank you, Britt Hume, for that observation.
Well, we had to take
really
it on
good.
the chin.
Yeah. Ha! Take it on the chin. Get it? See what he did there? See what he did? All right. That's good. That's good.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got a few tweets here to share. This from Gimme Back My Pandas. I see the Pat has taken up a new hobby and is now playing polo, sporting his new team polo shirt.
It's a good look.
Yes.
I
Isn't
like
it?
the shirt.
No, thank you. I do too. I like it. I just grew out of it for a while. And then now I've shrunk back into it. And so I got a whole wardrobe of stuff that just was uncomfortable because of I let myself expand.
Cannot believe people
If you
have
will.
2 or 3 or 4 different wardrobes.
Yeah, right. So, and I know the Polo Pony isn't exactly subtle on the shirt, but I really like it for the flag and the USA thing. And it's got the number 3 on the side and the back.
Apologize for your clothes.
Well, he's made me self-conscious about it now. Thanks. End rescue repayment. I wish I was held accountable like America holds Iran accountable. Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, I'd like that accountability. Free up $6 billion for me. And yeah, I'll be accountable. Got my fingers crossed behind my back here. James tweets, we'll give them so much money, they won't want to spend money anymore. I think that is the theory. Ed, and Eddie tweets, Biden may have spoken good, strong words for supporting Israel, but his actions... Yeah, and I'm not even sure the words were that strong.
I don't think they were.
But his actions have been
Because he speaks out of both sides of his face.
Sure does. And sometimes in the same sentence. Yeah. Can't stand it. I really can't take this guy. Jen Wind Cindy, the White House was pink for Breast Cancer Month. That's what they said on Fox anyway. Pink. That was not pink. Do we have a still shot of that? Can we show the White House last night?
That did not look pink. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and
they can't even get a color scheme right. Come on.
Maybe, I guess
that was like blood red, wasn't it? Let me see.
I don't know. Now that
you look at it,
I know.
Now that you look at, oh well, it's different on these two monitors. That looks orange. This looks pink. So I don't know which is which, but. Yeah. All right.
All we know is
probably breast cancer.
They played the communist.
Mm-hmm.
They played the communist national anthem when they showed it, so we thought it was red.
That's right. Cornelius Megaduke. I'm going to just say that the first 9 seconds of Biden's speech were the best. Yes. Yeah, good point.
That is a good point.
From Bob Loblaw. Hey, Joe, I could use a couple billion for Ukrainian and Israeli social media commentary. No joke. That's not a joke. Patriot Beagles 2. All that bull coming out of his mouth. Some has to get caught on his chin.
So it's like chewing tobacco is just eating away at his chin?
Yeah, that's a reasonable explanation. I can go with that. Alex Gray tweets, I think it's time the USA fires their accountants. Yeah. And Paco D. Accountants? Yeah, I wish we did. We probably don't, which is one of the problems. Paco D. Biden is obviously one of those lizard aliens. Yeah, I don't know what the chin situation is, but it's really, really strange. I think he is decomposing.
Yeah.
I think he's decomposing in front of our eyes. All right, so we did the America Divided, thanks to him. But here's what Biden, he tells us about what he saw in Israel.
In Israel, I saw people who are strong, determined, resilient, and also angry, in shock, and in deep, deep pain. I also spoke with President Obama.
Pause it for a second. That's why I decided to give their enemy who caused all those emotions $100 million. How do you like them apples? Israel, that's what I saw.
Right.
This guy makes 0 sense.
Plus,
zero.
I mentioned it yesterday from his Israel speech. Mm-hmm. But what is happening with the cough? Is that he can't stop?
It's prevalent. Yeah, it's prevalent. It's part of the decomposition process, I think.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is. All right, let's see more.
Palestinian Authority and reiterated the United States remains committed to the Palestinian people's right to dignity and to self-determination.
Pause it. Okay, look it. There it is again, speaking out of both sides of his mouth. In Israel, he saw an angry, hurt, frustrated people. But, man, we got to take care of the dignity of the Palestinian people. Save that for another time, okay? I know you need to play both sides against the middle, but not right now. When you're making the big speech about Israel and their security, stop with the Palestinian BS. He can't because the radical wing of his party is, well, they're all. I mean, all the Democrats are pro-Palestinian.
Yeah.
It's despicable. And the worst among them, of course, are the Hamas caucus, formerly known as the Squad. The Hamas caucus loves Hamas, and they hate Israel.
That's for sure. And they make no bones about it.
They really don't. Yeah, they don't try to cover it up at all. They don't care. I guess their constituents hate them just as much as they do because they keep sending him back to office.
I guess so. I mean, I will say that in Houston, for those of you that were going to go to the Palestinian Rights Conference scheduled for next weekend, that was supposed to be hosted by Rashida Tlaib and Linda Sarsour.
In Houston?
That's been canceled.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What? Why?
The Houston Hilton Hotel
that is
just abruptly canceled it.
That is so wrong. Wow, what am I going to do with my time next weekend then?
I don't know.
I guess I'll have to go to the BYU Texas game then.
There you go.
Yeah. But I was planning to attend the
Palestinian Rights Conference.
Yeah. Of course. Now it's been canceled. That is unfortunate. All right, let's get back to the what he saw in Israel thing.
The actions of Hamas terrorists don't take that right away.
What?
Like so many other...
Okay, pause it. We spent too much time on other stuff. Sorry. Start from the beginning on this. Let's just hear it from the start, see if we can get through it. It's only 46 seconds. I would think we could do it, but I'll probably be proven wrong. Here it is.
In Israel, I saw people who are strong, determined, resilient, and also angry, in shock and in deep, deep pain. I also spoke with President Abbas, the Palestinian Authority, and reiterated the United States remains committed to the Palestinian people's right to dignity and to self-determination. The actions of Hamas terrorists don't take that right away. Like so many other, I'm heartbroken by the tragic loss of Palestinian life, including the explosion at the hospital in Gaza.
It's their fault!
Which was not done by the Israelis.
Thank you.
We mourn every innocent life lost. We can't ignore the humanity of innocent Palestinians who only want to live in peace and have an opportunity.
Wow.
There you go.
No, they don't want to only live in peace and have an opportunity. They've had that a million times. They have the opportunity. Had it in 1947. Have had it multiple times since. They don't take advantage of it because that's not their goal. Their goal is to destroy Israel and eliminate Jews from the face of this planet.
Period.
That's it. And he harps on the Palestinian issue the whole time through. Yeah. Despicable. This guy's despicable. How could Brit Hume have said this is his best speech? That's just nuts. Wow. Then he addressed Hamas and Putin. I'm sure he about to lay the hammer down here. Look out.
From their parents. It's sick. Hamas and Putin represent different threats, but they share this in common. They both want to completely annihilate a neighboring democracy, completely annihilate it. Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people.
Right.
Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas
yes, it does. Pause it again.
They do.
Yes, they do. That's like saying, I don't represent the interests of the American people. Well, yeah, you do because you were elected to do that.
Well, were you?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
He was elected
81
to do
million.
that. 81 million
right.
votes.
So he was 81 million, more votes than anyone.
The Palestinians voted Hamas into office in 2007. And they bit it off. Now they got to chew it. Sorry. I mean, quit saying that.
Oh,
it's untrue. Wow. I mean, by definition, Hamas represents the Palestinian people. By definition. They elected him to do that. Wow. All right, there's more.
People.
Spit it out.
Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields, and innocent Palestinian families are suffering greatly because of them. Meanwhile,
Nice
Putin
swallow
denies
there.
Ukraine has or ever had a real statehood. He claims the Soviet Union created Ukraine. And just 2 weeks ago, he told the world that if the United States and our allies withdraw, and if the United States withdraw, our allies will as well, military support for Ukraine would have, quote, a week left to live, but we're not withdrawing. I know these conflicts can seem far away, and it's natural to ask, why does this matter to America? So let me share with you why making sure Israel and Ukraine succeed is vital for America's national security.
All right, let's hear it.
You know, history has taught us that when terrorists don't pay a price for their terror, when dictators don't pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos and death and more destruction.
Wow. So that's why we're pumping all that money into Palestine. That's why we're pumping all that money into Ukraine. I mean, the Israel situation is critical. And so and the Israeli situation includes Americans. There's, what, 20 American hostages?
Yeah, but we're getting reports. Well, we know they're all
Dozens of Americans were killed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this is part of we do have an interest in this beyond our interest with our ally, Israel. There's actual American citizens involved in this carnage. So it makes some sense to get involved somewhat in this conflict. It doesn't make sense in Ukraine. Sorry, it doesn't. Not to this extent, that's for sure. And we're $200 billion into it. And now was that $60 billion? He wants to, or 50 or 60 billion more for Ukraine. He's trying to pass. It was $105 billion together between the Ukrainian and the Israeli money that he wants to shell out.
Right. And then, there's $10 billion for unspecified humanitarian efforts. Wonder where that goes.
That's going to go right to humanitarian purposes.
Correct.
You know that.
Like
if they haven't specified
somebody's back pocket.
Wow.
At least 10% to the big guy, right?
Yeah. Yes. Jeez. Wow. All right. And here he is on what American workers are building. This should be fun, too.
Just as in World War II, today patriotic American workers are building the arsenal of democracy.
Oh, okay.
Arsenal of democracy.
Building the arsenal of democracy. For who? What democracy are we working for? Because we don't have a democracy here.
He went down the list of the states where we're building ammo and we're building an arsenal for democracy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's pathetic. Wow. I mean, what a bunch of garbage that is.
So,
yeah, best speech ever. Thank you, Britt.
I was just going to say,
his best speech ever?
Are you saying that Britt may have been incorrect in his assessment of the speech?
No, I wouldn't deign to suggest such a thing. I'm agreeing with Britt. Man, it was brilliant stuff. I just appreciate the fact that he brought it up. You know, that he reinforced that theory that everybody was thinking it anyway. So somebody had to say it out loud. Am I right? Everybody's thinking it during the speech. You know what? This is the best speech this man's ever made.
Right.
Ever made. So, all right.
Yeah, 60. I'm sorry. It was $60 billion to Ukraine.
60
out of
billion.
That 105.
Okay, $60 billion and $14 billion to Israel.
14 to Israel. 10 for unspecified humanitarian efforts.
That'll be turtle tunnels. You know, they're going to be building turtle tunnels for,
I guess,
Palestinians or whatever, so they can bring their turtles with them when they come across the border with Israel to kill people. I don't know. It's madness.
It most definitely is.
Let me take just a minute and tell you about real estate agents I trust. This makes a lot of sense to get a really good realtor that you're comfortable with. Because if you're like me, you look at a lot of houses before you buy one. When Jackie and I moved here, I think we saw 50-some houses before we finally decided on one. And so you spend a lot of time with your realtor. You want somebody you're comfortable with. These are fans of the show. These are people who have been fully vetted, and have really good marketing plans. They have a great track record. They know how to sell homes. So when you're trying to decide, all right, do we need to replace the countertops because that's expensive? Do we need to remodel the bathroom because it was built in 2006? I don't know why that particular year springs immediately to mind, but some would say my bathroom, the master bath, is a tad outdated. Yeah, it's possible that some would say that.
I can't even go in there when I'm at your house.
Right,
No.
right. It's embarrassing.
Do you have some? I mean, I'll just go outside.
I know. When I invite people over, their first question is, have you done anything about your master bathroom? So your realtor will be able to help you out with all those decisions. They're important ones. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, next week, last Friday of the month, you know what that means? It means our Friday show thing that we do once a month.
I thought it was the end of October.
I can never remember what. It's not really a conspiracy show,
I thought
but
we
it's
changed to like Free Thinking Friday.
yeah, Free Think Friday or something. Yeah. Anyway, next week we're going to be talking about the Titanic. I'm new to this controversy. I hadn't heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that people
Olympus and Titanic.
I didn't
And
know about that.
money laundering and
Yeah.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and the Federal Reserve
For the reserve,
and how that figures in. It should be interesting. Did
That
the
is
Titanic even really sink?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't. After this, I don't think so.
Wow. Okay. We'll see if you can be convinced next week. And if you've got a conspiracy you'd like us to look into, just email us, conspiracies@theblaze.com. Conspiracies@theblaze.com. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Pat Gray, and then hit that bell. You'll get notified when we publish new stuff. And, of course, subscribe, rate, and leave a podcast review on iTunes. Pat Gray Unleashed on podcast, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get yours. And then there's blazetv.com/Pat with the promo code Pat for 10% off. We've got some amazing things to tell you about, too, as far as your Blaze subscription. That's, we're making some improvements with the website. I think I mentioned that before.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I
we pulled it into
just
the garage, we put it up, and we're taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Figuring
Yes.
it out.
That's right.
All right.
So
Nice.
it should be fun. All right, more Pat Gray Unleashed, and maybe we'll get into a Fat Five with Jeffy as well. Coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Thanks for being with us. Got a few tweets here. M tweets, don't forget to Lysol Keith's desk and chair before Monday. Complete non sequitur, but thanks, Jeffy, for filling in his chair. No pun intended. I don't tolerate shaming either, M says.
Well, why
I'm glad.
Why would we need to?
Well, so just in case, we got the Clorox wipes that, I don't know, is this enough, do you think?
I think we need
We'll probably need one more.
One more, yeah.
Of the No, that hurt, didn't it?
It did.
That hurt. He got the actual sad face.
It did.
Plug in the Eating Pure, please.
Yeah, we'll need the here. We'll tell you about that one. All right, Peekapool, the hypotheoretical jackhole Pokemon, tweets, chin plus incident, chincident.
Huh?
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Okay.
Keepia, can you imagine the drugs they have to pump this old pedo up with?
Well, we've talked about
Yeah.
that at length
Yeah.
anyway. When he goes to Delaware, because they don't let you know who comes to see him,
Right.
And that's absolutely, I believe that there's medical
I think so too.
attention is being taken.
You bet.
Every time.
Some kind of specialist comes in, and they don't have to log that.
Correct.
So that's one of the reasons.
And look, the last week and a half, has been really busy for him.
Yeah, it has.
I mean,
Legitimately.
for him, yes, legitimately busy, and especially for him. And so it's been tough. I mean, he's had the whole crew with them.
Yeah.
To cover for him on his trips.
He had Corinne,
they were all there.
Corinne Jean-Pierre. He had John Kirby.
And Sullivan, right? They were,
Sullivan. He had Blinken. I don't know if Winken and Nod were there as well. I think they were. I think Winken, Blinken, and Nod were all there with him.
They were.
And so they brought the whole crew.
Except for Jill.
Their whole posse. Oh, yeah. And that's why.
Jill was not there. I know.
That's why they needed everybody else.
We saw... Wherever they were at not long ago when Jill was with them, and she was so pissed that she had to be there.
Yeah.
Human Rights Campaign dinner.
Yep.
He was what?
They were at the Human Rights Campaign
Right.
dinner.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they were, yeah. Jeez. From David Cullup, what kind of shape, both physically and mentally, do you think Biden would be in without the best health care known to mankind that he gets being president of the United States? That's a really good point. Yeah, just to expand on what we were saying.
Yeah.
Because they're pumping him full of medicine. They've got specialists to help him every step of the way. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be amazing.
Even with that.
Yeah, you can
They're looking a
still.
little...
It's so noticeable that even hardcore, super supportive, blind-ass Democrats are starting to wake up to the fact
You
can't not. If you watch anything ever besides CNN, you can't help but notice.
You can't. I'm
It's
sorry.
just too much now.
They've made excuses and talked about it when we first started talking about it, however long ago. But it's so remarkably evident now.
Yeah.
That you can't just ignore it.
Nope, you can't. And some people are trying to convince everybody else in the Democrat Party that this can't be our guy. He can't be. It's going to be so bad and so obvious by next year at this time that there's no way he can win.
I mean, even the network and the host that covers for him, what's his face there on 60 Minutes, was sitting across
Scott
from
Pelley
him going, "Are you sure you want to run? Are you sure you want to run?"
Right. And he spent the rest of the time helping him out.
Yep, sure did.
And they edited the thing to make him look better.
Absolutely.
Because there were some big, heavy edits in that thing, you can tell. Call it like I see it. Tweets, "Excuse me? Did you say master bedroom monger much?" That's right. I apologize. Master bedroom is so bad. It should be now the new term is main bedroom. Of course, that's not. I mean, that's egotistical. Why is it the main one?
It is.
What, your children aren't important enough? So I don't. Primary bedroom.
Primary bedroom.
Okay.
Primary bedroom. Shut up.
So ridiculous. All right, let's get to a Fat Five here.
Oh, all right.
With Jeff Fisher.
Let's rock and roll on the Fat Five. All right.
And there we go. Thank you.
Be sure to subscribe to Chewing the Fat, my daily show. You can available wherever you get your podcast. Number one, new medical research finds that artificial intelligence can detect type 2 diabetes merely by listening to a patient speak for 6 to 10 seconds.
Oh, I want to test that out.
The study by
I want to test that out.
The study by Click Labs, published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings Digital Health, and you can't tear me away from.
I usually wait for the swimsuit edition, but not this month.
No, the Mayo Clinic Proceedings Digital Health. Yeah, we had to get right into it.
Yeah,
showed that 89% accuracy for diagnosis in women and 86% for men. Okay.
Wow.
So they had 267 individuals who did or did not have type 2 diabetes, and they recorded phrases on their smartphone 6 times a day for 2 weeks. More than 18,000 recordings were analyzed for over 14,000 different acoustic features, which were different among diabetics than non-diabetics.
Oh, that's weird.
That is really weird.
That's
I know.
Weird.
And they're all excited. Voice technology could revolutionize healthcare practices as an accessible and affordable digital screening tool. So, I mean, they're looking to look for the pre-diabetes, hypertension, along with my favorite, and more. So I'm not sure that it worries me, or the and more, I think, worries me. It's kind of cool. I mean, we'll see, but it's going to be AI telling you, okay, you've got this wrong with you, get out.
Right. What was the movie? It was a sci-fi movie. Was it The Island? I don't know. Anyway, the guy he peed into his urinal in the movie, and this was in the future, and the urinal analyzed his contribution.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they do that?
And they wouldn't let him have bacon for breakfast that
didn't they
day
do that in
because
Black Mirror? Was that an episode in Black Mirror?
I don't know. It might have been. I've never seen Black Mirror, but it was in this sci-fi movie, and I thought, yeah, that's coming. That's coming. Oh, yes. And I'll bet it is. Well, this is how they can make it happen.
They're already testing. We've already done stories about how they're testing everybody's poo and with the actual toilet through AI. So, I mean, that's absolutely coming.
Chilling.
Number 2 in the Fat Five, a biological male who identifies as a female, and congratulations, by the way, made the list of the Hot 100
Please tell me
women
we've got this guy's
for
picture.
Maxim,
there he is.
Australia.
Look he's a handsome man.
Danielle
right? Look at
Lately.
that jawline. That's not a Biden jawline. That's a square-jawed, handsome dude.
No, it's a beautiful lady.
And then
beautiful
an
lady.
incredibly beautiful.
To that. Number 92 on the Hot 100 women for Maxim, Australia.
Okay, this has got to stop.
She is a 56-year-old former Australian football player and coach.
Stop.
And she is
She is a he, by the way.
Praised for contributing to the sport and for trans activisms.
Jeez.
This is now Maxim, Australia. Calls it the definitive list of Australia's most influential, successful, powerful, newsworthy, talented, and beautiful women this year. That's what they said.
None of which applies to this guy.
Riley Gaines, the former NCAA swimmer who now advocates for biological men out of women's sports, she was perplexed. She had tweeted that very same tweet with the pictures, 92 of the top 100 hottest women in the world, according to Maxim magazine. It's actually hottest women in Australia. How did we get to a point where companies, institutions, publications can do this with no fear of backlash?
Right.
Well, we're here. Although I will say, not sure I would call it backlash, but things are coming back around. Victoria's Secret and Pink brand president Greg Eunice said the brand's going back to sexiness after the company. The woke push, according to the company president.
It didn't work to have big, fat, nasty-looking women wearing lingerie on their ads?
And look, it worked.
Huh,
it
that's
worked.
Weird.
It did work, but it just wasn't translated into increased sales. In fact, it caused sales to plummet.
I'm sorry, what?
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
So they caved into the pressure.
Correct.
Why do you only have really hot women on your ads and on the runway? I don't know, because it sells. So they gave into that. Okay, go out and find some fatties. And they did.
And sales
it didn't
plummeted.
work.
Nothing has worked.
Of
right.
course.
Over the last 2 years, they've ditched, their fashion show, the runway with the angels, and instead the company would push for that inclusive lingerie campaign featuring Megan Rapinoe and the trans model Valentina Sampaio. Mm-hmm. Yes, we did. So I talked to Valentina when they first started. She first started.
Did you?
Becoming a source. Yeah,
on Chewing the Fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's fine. Whatever. It's she's out there struggling to make a living just like everybody else.
No.
So, but in 2021, Megan Rapinoe called out the company, claiming that before its woke push, the company had sent out a really harmful message that was patriarchal, sexist, viewing not just what it meant to be sexy, but what the clothes were trying to accomplish through a male lens. And so despite everyone's best endeavors, we're
going back.
Sorry, it didn't work. We'd actually like to make money as a company.
Yes.
So, man, all that push to LGBTQ that was favored by the critics didn't equal sales. So
what a surprise!
I know,
shocking.
I know, it is
shocking.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we talked the other day about the boarding process on planes and how it needs to be updated.
Yes.
Well, United Airlines is doing just that.
They're going back to front.
The internal memo that will implement the new plan next week. Yeah, the plan is called Wilma, for Window Middle Aisle. So it's designed to reduce the time planes spend sitting on the ground. Duh. And they've been testing it at several locations, and it's going to be used on domestic flights and some international flights. They're going to start boarding passengers in the economy class with window seats first.
Hello? Makes sense.
Now
the only other thing they should do is go back to front. Right?
Well,
not just windows, but you go in the back, and then you're not in my way when I come up to the front.
Well,
right?
I mean, they're going to do that, but they're also, customers in first class and business class will see no change in their routine.
Oh, okay.
And there's also no change for those with priority boarding privileges, including travelers with disabilities, unaccompanied minors, active duty military, and families with children who are 2 and under.
Yeah.
Also, customers with that have family and are in economy reservations.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be allowed to board together too. So
of course.
So if they're changing it,
and anybody with an emotional support animal, you can board before everybody else.
So
too.
after all of that,
so if you got a llama that's an emotional support animal, you can bring that on before I, for instance, am able to board the plane.
According to them, after all that, they're going to shave 2 minutes. You're shaved 2 minutes.
That's going to make all the difference in the world. 2 full minutes? It's not like a minute 57. You're not exaggerating here?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
120 seconds.
So if I were to count, it would be like 1, 2.
That's correct.
And that's how many minutes you'll save.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
That's going to change our lives.
Oh, man.
That is life-changing.
Oh, man. Yeah. You're not going to know what to do with the time.
No, you're not. You're not. And the thing is, you can do whatever you want with it. They're not mandating what you must do.
Yet?
Yeah, they might mandate with those extra 2 minutes, go get another vaccination. Get your booster shot.
Yeah, we've made it available.
Put a mask on. Okay. All right.
Fat 5 number 4. I told you, FYI, I called it. And for those of you that used my prediction for financial gain, you're welcome. The Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA won their championship back-to-back. Championships, by the way, in the WNBA. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's tremendous. I'm very excited for
them. See where the compensation committee has updated.
I heard over 7 people attended the game. Is that true?
They actually had the numbers were up for them. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the numbers were up
last year
to
it was
them.
only 4. This year they got 7 people there.
Now, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year was 4.
Okay, yeah.
This year was 7. That's what, an 80% increase?
Yeah, it's impressive.
That's how they sell that.
It could be 9 or 10
That's
next year.
That's how they sell it.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing.
40% increase.
Right.
That's right.
It's just amazing. I see where Roger Goodell just signed a new deal with the NFL, with the compensation committee.
I hope they finally gave him a much-deserved
contract for
raise.
3 more years through March of 2027. They haven't released the exact details of the contract, but it's being rumored that it's estimated at least $200 million over the next 3 years. So in the last couple of years,
because he was only making I think $49 million up until this point a year.
They claimed that the way it was reported was that the last 2 years was 69 something million.
Oh,
so that's like 30.
It was 69 million.
But the way it was worded made me think that it was broke in 2. Right? It wasn't 69 million a year. It was 30. It would have been 33 or 34 million for the year. So I'm not quite sure if it was the way it was worded made me think that it wasn't the 60. It was the 30. But either way,
regardless, he's not wondering where his next meal.
No,
will come
he is
from.
not.
Yeah.
No, he is not. He started with the NFL in 1982.
Wow.
As an intern under the commissioner Pete Rozelle.
That's great. Wow.
And now, he's turned the NFL into a juggernaut.
Well, I don't know
around
that
the world.
He did it, but yes.
What do you mean? He was at the helm of it.
Yeah, he's been at the helm for what? How long? It's been 10 years, 15, something like that.
Since 2006, right?
Okay. So the NFL was a juggernaut before
Not
he
like this.
arrived. And there'll be a juggernaut
Not like
after
this.
he leaves.
And I will say to the compensation committee, once again, if you become unhappy with Roger,
are you willing?
I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
Let me ask you this.
To run the NFL.
Could you make ends meet on $69 million a year?
Less.
You'll do it for less?
Of course I could.
How much less?
Of course
Would
I
you
could.
take a 50% pay cut?
From that?
Yeah.
From that. Not from what I'm making now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. No, from the $69 million.
Yeah.
So you'd go 34 and a half, 35 million.
I'll tell you what, Pat, it's just you and me here today.
Yeah.
$30 million.
Wow. Generous offer, NFL. I'd consider it.
I mean, we can just put it together right now.
And Fat 55 is...
I was going to talk a little college football.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We got Missouri taking on South Carolina. They come to town for the homecoming game. The birthplace of the homecoming, Columbia, Missouri, since 1911.
It is the birthplace of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, we're 6-1. We're already bowl eligible. We're ranked in the top 25. It's been a good year for the Missouri Tigers so far.
That's good.
We'll see how it goes.
It's also homecoming for BYU.
They take on Texas Tech, the Raiders of Texas Tech.
Red Raiders. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a little concerned after last week.
Holy cow, dude. I don't know what is happening with the BYU Cougars. But
it's been tough. It's been tough.
I won't say his name wrong. I want to say his name wrong.
Say it right. Bad. What's his name?
Coach
Satake.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Kalani Satake.
I don't...
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what else do you have to say about it?
I continue to hear him talk, and he says the same things
every week.
I see no
We're going to
changes.
fix it. We're going to get it
zero
fixed.
Changes.
This is fixable, and they don't fix it.
I know we all love him, and he's a good guy, but okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Prove it on the field.
Yeah.
Let's. It's a must-win game Saturday. Otherwise,
at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a must-win game.
What are 2-4?
No, they're 4-2. BYU?
They have a winning record?
Yes. Yes. They're 4-2.
Okay.
With a victory over the SEC's Arkansas, I might add.
Oh, well, everybody beats
them.
Who
just lost by 3 points. We beat them worse than Alabama beat them.
Everybody beats.
No, not everybody beats them. They've lost. I think 3 or 4 games, but they're all really close. They barely lost to. I think 3. They lost by 3 to LSU.
They're good.
They lost by 3 to Alabama.
An SEC team. They're an SEC team.
Yeah, they're good.
SEC. Yeah, they're
So back off, my friend. All right. If you have odors in your home that you just can't get rid of, now you can. Any kind of odor that needs to go, it's the Thunderstorm 3-pack that will get rid of them.
Are you back to looking at me again?
No. I was looking at the camera and the Thunderstorm air purifier.
All right.
No, we don't stink shame on this show either. So if you have really strong odors you can't get rid of, cigarette smoke, man, that's nasty. Litter boxes, trash cans. I think even smokers, once they get away from smoking and then go into a home that is filled with smokers, it's bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
This takes care of it. There's no filters to replace. It's so convenient. You don't have to maintain it. You pull up the plug, you plug it into the wall, and you turn it on, and immediately start sending out the O3 molecules that clean the odors. It's just fantastic. And right now you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Enter the discount code PAT. That's Eden Pure Deals, EDEN. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and they throw in the shipping for free.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
A little Halloween music fair, get you in the mood. Speaking of which, at a place called Kexi Cookies, Kexi.com is where you would go to get them. There is a Halloween slasher sale from now until Monday. you can get free UPS ground shipping on all boxes.
Nice.
Still time to get your box by Halloween. And we sold out all of even the leftover Halloween cookies, but we still have some monster trading cards we can throw into a box for you if you want, and if you hurry.
We were going through the prize closet, and we found some extra ones
and a Hardee's gift certificate. No, there's no Hardee's gift certificate. But I brought in the sugar lemon cookie for everybody that my wife has been working on for a while to improve. It is so good.
I may have stolen an extra one.
Oh, you did? Yeah. You like it?
No, I mean I saved it. I saved the one you gave me. That's what I did. I saved the one. Yeah.
Right, because you don't want to be.
What I did. I did
greedy.
I didn't take multiple cookies out of that bag.
That would be very unlike
I wanted other people to enjoy them.
All right, Keksi.com, KEKSI.com to get yours. And, of course, the slasher sale is in progress
now. Here's the deal. You can, if you have enough cash to get Keksi and pass them out as Halloween treats, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
But my plan would be to order Keksi and then turn the lights off and just eat the Keksi cookies yourself.
Which is a really good idea, too, in and of itself. Yeah, I like that. There's some tanks lined up, apparently, at the Gaza border with Israel. And I think they're Israeli tanks. I don't think the Gaza Strip, the Gazanians.
Gazanians. Is that what they are, the Gazanians?
They're Gazanians. Okay. Yeah, they're not Gazans. They're Gazanians. They and Hamas apparently together have a total of 0 tanks because that's what they do. They produce nothing. They manufacture nothing, but they do.
Right.
But they do kill people in their spare time at home. So. Some tanks are lining up at the border with Gaza. The ground invasion looks like it's imminent. There's also about 300,000 troops activated, ready to go. Man, it's on like Donkey Kong.
We'll see.
We'll see, because Biden was over there just trying to convince them not to do this.
Yep.
Thankfully, they're going to do it anyway. More Pat Gray Unleashed next.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
It's supposed to be an offshoot of the Addams Family theme. Is that what this?
Sure.
So.
If that's what you say it is.
That's what I say it is.
Sure.
888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Did you see that Joran van der Sloot, the kid from, is it the Netherlands? I think he came from the Netherlands or something, and killed Natalie Holloway back in 2005. He finally confessed to the killing. 18 years later. In fact, this thing was so botched by the Aruba police and whoever else was involved in this investigation that the guy went free for years, and in fact, in 2010, murdered another young woman.
Yep. And everybody was calling her mom crazy.
Yeah.
For continuing to say, hey.
Right. Hey, you're ruining tourism in Aruba. Stop talking about your daughter dying. I mean, it was despicable. She was doing everything she could to try to get something done about her daughter, find her, make the perpetrator come to justice, all of those things, and people just vilified her.
Sure did.
She looks somewhat exonerated at this point, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Because they didn't do their jobs, so another young woman lost her life. And what he confessed to with Natalie Holloway on the beach that night, just horrific.
Yeah.
Just really horrible.
Really bad guy.
I won't go into
really
detail.
Really bad guy.
But he killed her with a cinder block, and man.
You won't go into details, but there was a cinder block involved. And a skull.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't want to go into details, though.
No. Well, I mean, you could get more graphic than that, Mr. Smartass.
But Natalie and the family can finally, she can rest in peace, and the family knows that this guy is.
The justice is going to be done.
Yes.
Yeah. Fortunately, after the 2010 killing, they did put him in jail. So I think
Correct.
he's been in jail
Yes, he
since
has.
2011 or 12.
And these years get tacked on top of this, on top of what he's already serving. So he's going to be in prison for a while.
Wow, freaky, just monster.
Yep.
And the reason he killed, and he admits this, the reason he killed Natalie Holloway was because she turned him down for sex. I guess he kissed her, and then he started trying to do more, and she said no, and he kept doing it anyway. So she kneed him in the nuts.
Take that.
Got the little gonad thing going, and the giblets were a little bit painful, and that's when he freaked out and killed her. So same thing happened then, 2010, to that girl. God, just so tragic.
It's very tragic.
Both of them, both of them could be alive with just different decisions made. You know? No, you know what? I'm not going to walk with you on the beach. No, I'm going to hang out here with my friends. Good luck. Drive safely. Guy's 36 now. That's how long it's been. He was, I think he was 20 or 21 when he killed Natalie Holloway. Yep. No, he was less than that, right? Because it's been 18 years and he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. Just despicable. All right. Also, we've got some fascinating clips because this has been a big week for world affairs and our politicians talking about them. And there's some controversies going on that are getting kind of ignored.
They should,
because there's so much going on, like the Menendez situation.
Amazing. So, and they will not kick this guy out.
Menendez?
Yes. They won't kick him out. He and his wife are charged with being an agent of the Egyptian government.
Pretty serious.
Yeah.
You're talking about treason here. And so Chucky Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, talked about him yesterday.
You know, Senator, while we have you, I wanted to get you on the record on a related matter of concern here in the U.S., unrelated is what I should say. Your colleague, Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, facing very serious charges here in the U.S., including one of conspiring to act as an agent of the government of Egypt. You have not joined colleagues in asking for him to step down while he faces these charges, although they must take him away from his day job quite a bit. What would it take to move you toward a position of saying, you know what, Senator Menendez, please step away?
Look, as I've said before, the Senate should have certain standards. And if you read the indictment, Senator Menendez has gone way, way below those standards.
So what is your hesitation?
Yeah. Right.
Of asking him to step down?
He has been way, way below those standards. And,
right. So why don't
what are those
see what
standards?
happens after that.
I know, Senator. We all hear you saying that. We all hear what you're saying, but we're just curious about why, if by your own admission, he's gone way, way below the standards. Why wouldn't you just say, you know what, Bob?
Get out.
I think of you as a colleague and a friend, but now is the time you got to go. I'm just curious about what your hesitation is.
I've had some serious discussions with him.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. Which are ongoing?
As I said, I've had some serious discussions with him. Yes.
Okay. You clearly don't want to discuss it.
He is so pissed.
Wow.
I'd like to know
but so
what
are
are the standards?
So are they.
I mean,
right.
the accepting bribes for cash, gold bars, luxury cars, helped 3 New Jersey businessmen who wanted his help to have influence over foreign affairs, an agent for the Egyptian government. Mm-hmm. Is that below the standard of kicking out a senator?
And if it is, why haven't you done anything about it?
Holy God.
I've had some serious conversation. About what? That's amazing. They did try to get a straight answer out of him, though. Good for
I've had
them.
some serious conversations. Bob, you shouldn't have got caught. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just, it's nuts. The media is starting to see no way out. They can't help these guys any further, and I think they realize that in some cases, like this one.
Yeah.
Like this one, where the Senate Majority Leader is clearly allowing a guy to continue in office when he should be trying to convince the guy to resign.
Yeah.
Get out. And if he doesn't, you should be making a big stink about it to the American people. Right? Why haven't you started impeachment processes against this guy? Get him out. Get him out.
But, look,
it's not brain surgery.
We have plenty
here.
of our representatives that have plenty of issues.
Yeah, but this guy's a traitor to the country.
No, agreed.
Come on. Wow. It's despicable. All right. And speaking of despicable, you see the protesters in Boston yesterday for the pro-Palestinian goofballs who love Hamas, I guess, and love terrorism against Israel. And listen to what they were chanting in Boston yesterday.
In the world today? Israel and USA.
Okay, did you get that? Biggest threat in the world today? Israel and the USA.
Biggest threat in the world today? Israel and USA.
Wow.
When they try to isolate the Palestinian resistance and vilify it, what are we going to do?
Try to vilify
We're going to fight back, right?
I mean, that's unbelievable. Why is it? It's an interesting phenomenon that when they support Palestine, they seem to also be anti-American. Huh.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is interesting.
It really is.
It's almost as if
they go hand in hand, don't they?
It's almost as if they're, anti any other country, which is why many countries aren't accepting any of the poor Palestinian refugees.
The other countries are anti-Palestinian, it seems, and that's why the Arab states won't do anything for them. The calls from Egypt have been deafening, haven't they? Hey, come over here. We got plenty of room for you.
No, it hasn't actually. I mean, the head of Jordan, I guess that's the king of Jordan.
Yeah,
he was seen speaking and quoted as like, "No, we're not taking them, and neither is Egypt. So just get over yourselves." Okay?
Right. I mean, and yeah, they make no bones about it.
Yeah.
No, we've got no plans to help them.
We tried to help.
That's Israel's responsibility.
We tried to help them before, and then they tried to overthrow our country. So we're not letting them back in.
It is the craziest thing that boggles my mind right now that Israel has all the responsibility for the people that are attacking them all the time. Yes. There's a reason that Israel attacks Gaza, and that's because they've already been attacked.
Right.
You don't hear about Israel just out of the blue starting to send missiles.
They certainly try to make it seem like that.
They do. They do. And then they call it an occupation. What do you mean? It's their country. Israel is part of Israel.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like saying, well, you Americans are occupying America. Yeah. Like the British occupy Britain. Like the Germans occupy Germany. It's their country. Why are they the only country on earth, well, they and us, that are held to this standard? They conquered some territory. They got some territory back. They gave it back to the other side multiple times in these wars, and then finally, after 1967, said, you know what? No, we're keeping East Jerusalem, and we're keeping the Gaza Strip, and we're keeping the West Bank that it's called now. You know what was that referred to as in biblical times? You have any idea?
Palestine.
Judea.
Real simple. I mean,
it is real simple. And it's not Palestine. It was Judea. Huh. Does that sound Palestinian at all? No. Does it sound Arab at all? No, it doesn't. So it's crazy.
It most definitely is. And I honestly, I in my heart, I don't understand the hatred.
No, I don't either.
Israel and or the
but
Jews,
it's really
or
prevalent.
The Jewish people.
Really, really prevalent. Maybe somebody will explain it. If you're pro-Palestinian, tell me why you hate Israel and the Jews so much. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I can't figure it out either. Never have been able to. I mean, we share much more in common with their values, their form of government, their goals and aspirations than certainly with the Hamas organization. Right? And yet, so many of these people, including Rashida Tlaib, are supporting Hamas and ignoring all the atrocities being committed against Israel and talking only about her perception of what Israel is doing to them.
Right.
And this hospital situation. It's It's madness, and she won't address it.
She won't now. I mean, she continued to call it, the attack from Israel on the hospital, and then when called on the carpet, she just ran away. She wasn't answering any questions. So,
is that the one we have, or is this from the other day?
No, the one that I looked at the story. I couldn't find the one. They were reporting that she ran away from the press, but every clip I saw was the one we had the other day, where she was walking down that hallway. And
we've already seen that one. Yeah. And that wasn't in relation to the hospital situation. It hadn't happened yet, I don't think.
Right.
So the hospital situation, by the way, they're claiming 500 to 800 people were killed. And that's by the way, we all know now it's from a rocket that came from Hamas. And they even have recordings of two terrorists talking about it.
Right.
One says to the other, did we actually do that? And the other guy says, it looks like it. It's like, wow. Okay, it had to pick that spot to explode. As if the missile had a will or something. It had its own agency to explode wherever it wanted to.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So we've got all that proof. Plus, the innards of the missile matched the Palestinians.
The other team.
The other team.
The other team, according to our president.
Yes. So Israel did not bomb this hospital. The hospital itself apparently wasn't bombed. It was the parking lot at the hospital.
And I'm not saying they did it on purpose.
Right. I am.
Like the old saying, you got to learn to shoot straight.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate that perspective. It's really powerful. But then the other thing that I'm hearing from some experts is that the death toll from that is grossly exaggerated.
Yeah, because which, like you said, it was a parking lot. They do all the time. It was a parking lot.
Right. And they're claiming 500 to 800 people died. I saw an estimate of more like 50. Jeez. But they're the ones we're going to support.
Right.
For the Hamas caucus, formerly known as the Squad. All right. According to a recent study of hundreds of post-abortive women, 60% of them reported that they would have preferred to give birth if they just received more support from others or had more financial security.
I mean, we found that out yesterday in the Britney Spears story, right?
Oh,
She even said that she felt pressured to do it. Yeah.
That's what these clinics do.
Yeah.
The reproductive health clinics, like Planned Parenthood, they pressure you to have the abortion because that's how they make their money. So when a woman is deciding between life and death, what really makes an impact on her is seeing the ultrasound, and that's where you come in. Your donation of $28 provides an ultrasound for an expecting mother, and once they see that ultrasound, they're twice as likely to choose life. So it's really meaningful. You can help save lives here. Please dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or visit preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I want to take one more look at the chin incident with Joe Biden and try to figure that out. But also, was this from the plane? I think this was from the plane where he's calling media a pain in the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what he had to say.
Yeah.
So there may be nothing rolling through until, what's today? I wasn't track of days. Thursday? Wednesday? Probably until Friday.
And that's the Rockville crossing you're talking?
Yes.
Okay, so Cece agreed to open that up?
Yes, for this purpose. Not to allow a lot of people out, but to open it up for this purpose.
For humanitarian assistance.
For the trucks to be able to get through.
And is that just?
Well, you guys are such a pain in the neck.
Sorry, sir.
But here's the deal.
Wow.
Up to 20 trucks.
Pause it for a second. He's not joking. And he didn't even say it that time.
I was trying to think that maybe he was, but it
he
certainly
didn't
look
like it.
No,
he was not joking. So
he was not happy, and KJP was busy itching herself and being pissed. So
she was itching herself?
Yeah, she was scratching herself.
Scratching, thank you. Was she itching a scratch or was she scratching an itch?
She was itching herself.
Yes.
What's your problem?
Okay. All right, let's see it again because I didn't notice that she was itching herself. Let's see. Roll
For the humanity for the trucks to be able to get through.
And is that just?
Well, you guys are such a pain in the neck.
Sorry, sir.
But here's the deal: up to 20 trucks.
As before that.
Yeah.
She's itching.
Yeah. She's itching herself. Okay. You guys are such a pain in the
So
neck.
there may be nothing rolling through until what's today? Lose track of days. Thursday, Wednesday, probably until Friday.
And that's the Rockville crossing you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so Cece agreed to open that up?
Yes. For this purpose.
Yeah.
For this purpose. Not to allow a lot of people out, but to open it up for this purpose.
Now watch him.
For humanitarian assistance.
Watch his.
Humanitarian for the trucks to be.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The guy, because the guy,
Okay, there's the
guy
chin
says to
situation.
him, the guy says for the humanitarian, he's pissed.
Yeah, but
And is that just?
Well, you guys are such a pain in the neck.
Sorry, sir.
But
Not
here's
kidding.
the deal.
No, that was not a joke.
Up
You're
to
right.
20
He
trucks.
was really pissed about them continuing to hammer him on that.
Yep. Yep. And he continues to decompose right in front of our eyes.
Yeah. Yes.
His chin is really the best evidence of that right now. So that's great. You got the chin, you got the earlobe situation that a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people think he's either wearing a mask or this is a stand-in, like a stunt double wearing a mask.
Or he is a lizard man.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, just the fact that people would even believe that tells you where we are in America right now with our government. It's frightening. You could convince people of just about anything because we don't trust them anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that chin situation shows that we shouldn't be trusting them.
Look at that. So he's got KJP, Kirby, and what's his face, Blinken, winking and nod back there on the other side.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Winkin was just
make him out.
walked by in the background. I don't know where Nod was at this time.
Nod was the guy he was pissed at. You guys are such a pain in my neck.
Unbelievable. So have we played the thing where Hamas lied about the people in the hospital? Have we played that yet? Cut 4? We haven't. Let's since we're on the discussion of the hospital situation, or were a minute ago, play cut number 4.
Last few minutes, there's been some news coming out of AFP where an EU official has said that it is their understanding that the number of casualties that occurred at the explosion in the hospital in Gaza, that this number may have been widely exaggerated by Hamas. This is something that Israel has been saying for some time. Now, they're saying that they understand that the casualties are somewhere in the round of a dozen to around 50. Obviously, we don't have confirmation of this number, but it is far smaller than the hundreds that Hamas was talking about. Now, yesterday when we attended a briefing given by the IDF about this explosion, they refused to give us a number. So at the minute, this is the first time that we've heard of any specific casualty figure other than that one that has been floated by Hamas. If this is the case, obviously this would be good news for all parties involved if the civilian casualties concerned are much reduced. But whether that is the case or not, the preparations for the ground offensive in Gaza and the airstrikes that are part of that offensive continue at pace. Just recently, the Defense Minister of Israel has said that he believes that ground operations will begin soon. There's speculation as to whether this means in days or in weeks, and everybody is on tenterhooks to see when that does begin.
I've got to have more time. Captain, I can't do it. I'm not a miracle worker. I'm going to need 5 hours.
So
the antimatter reactors have gone into overload.
So
when did we get reporter Scotty into Israel?
Look, there's
That's
a war
great.
zone. You take what you can get.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm over here. I'm going to call in reports, okay?
But there it is. I mean, grossly exaggerated numbers. A dozen? So it's somewhere between 12 and 50, according to the EU. Huh. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So does Nancy? I haven't seen Nancy in a while. I'm sorry, Nancy Pelosi, Congresswoman Pelosi. She's talking about a ceasefire. What is she babbling about?
Let's see. Cut
So
A.
people calling for a ceasefire are premature.
She's looking rough.
Well, again, I don't know what the nature of their ceasefire is, but the fact is that whatever happens, we have to protect the civilians, the people of Gaza who are not Hamas. But that's hard to do.
Jeez. I mean, I don't want innocents to die either. I really don't. But to be so obsessed with this right now, when they did elect this government, Hamas is not only a terror organization, but they're a duly elected government. Could somebody make that case, please? Could somebody admit that that is what the situation there is? Could we maybe? I mean, I don't know. There are people saying drop white phosphorus on the whole thing, and let's just be done with it.
I am one of those.
And Jeffy's one of those. So, I mean,
I am one of those.
I'm not going to go quite that far, but could we please just let Israel do what they need to do? Just let them finish Hamas once and for all. It's the only way to end this conflict.
Don't do the white phosphorus, whatever.
All right, well, have a great weekend. We've also got overtime coming up, which will be fun, and then we'll see you back here on Monday.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.